From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Kent's Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Well, good afternoon. You know, there are no new updates to the fire perimeters here, so we're going to go through these here pretty quickly here. We're going to start with the head fire, and you can see some of the distances that we're looking at. The den fire, of course, about the same distance to that of the head fire for Horse Creek. We take you off to the west side of the fire here. There's Syed Valley, about 7.5 miles. We've got the Malone fire and the U-Fish fire from Happy Camp, about 6.5 miles there. For the south side of the fire, we're also looking at the Scott fire impacting Etna, or should we say the distance from Etna, 14.2, Scott Bar 20 point, the south portion of the head fire, 20.9. All right, we take you to the south, now to the deep fire, about 2.7 miles from the Trinity Alps Resort. They are taking precautions here and doing what they can to protect the resort. And there are those distances from Coffee Creek, Trinity Center, and Covington Mill. And on the south side of the fire, by the way, the yellow indicating older data, over 24 hours old. So what that means is most of the activity of the last 12 to 24 hours has been on the south side of the fire. Of course, you can see the distances here from Helena, Junction City, and Weaverville. Here you can see this is the Smith River complex, that is, and there you can see from Crescent City, Smith River, Hiuchi, and not to mention Gas Key. And we take you off to the east here, and this is Idlewild on Highway 199, just less than a mile from that fire perimeter here, the closest one to it. We take you to the south now. We can see Orleans about 2.3 miles from the Perch fire, and there's the Bluff complex off to the west. Meanwhile, we take you out to Hoopa and Willow Creek. The fire of concern here is the Lone Pine fire. The south end of the fire is where we've seen the most recent activity, not as active for the north end of the fire here, but you can see a closer perspective of that fire perimeter here. There's the creek. We still have that fire perimeter on the east and not to mention the north side of the creek, which is obviously some very good news. All right, let's take a look at the pilot fire, and this is Hyam Palm. We're looking at Mad River and not to mention Dinsmore, and there's also a fire off to the north and west known as the Lost Fire. Not as much activity on the west side of the fire, but it's the east side of the fire where we do have some of the most recent activity coming from that fire. Take you down to the south and east, we got the Sulphur fire, still a fairly small fire, but these are some of the communities that are closest to it: Dinsmore, Mad River, Hyam Palm, and still pretty far from Hayfork at about 14.7 miles. All right, that's it for the fires. And again, the reason I went through that quickly is because if you watched my morning forecast, went into that a little bit more detail, same fire perimeters, so I just had to go through those here pretty quickly. Here's the deal. Hillary is bringing us rain and thunderstorms today. That's what we've got here. But overall, after today, less thunderstorm activity to tell you about here for the rest of the week, and not to mention cooler temperatures this week as well. Here's a look at the valley forecast. These temperatures just kind of hovering around the 70s. We're not going to see much change, topping out at least in the upper 70s, maybe some low 80s for those daytime highs today. And as we take a look at some of the higher elevations here, not warming up here either, looking at showers and thunderstorms here throughout the afternoon. Some of those thunderstorms could get rather strong, especially in Siskiyou County and not to mention Trinity County. So this right here is the remnants of Hurricane Hillary right here. Now, what's important to take note is even though the storm system itself has moved up to our north, we've got an area of low pressure to our south right here. That counterclockwise flow around that low is tapping into that tropical moisture and then bringing it right into Northern California. And that's the reason why we're seeing that rainfall out there. We could see upwards of 1/4 of an inch once all is said and done. Let's take a look at Futurecast here, and there you can see 5 p.m. today. Yeah, there are those showers. Now, it looks like basically as we go through the afternoon, we'll be looking at that activity in the valley, right? But then as we take you into the evening hours, we're seeing this line right here, some heavier rainfall, especially in Siskiyou County, and could even reach parts of Trinity County as well. But then as we go into tonight, it's beginning to wrap itself up. And tomorrow, there's still going to be some leftover moisture. Here's tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Tomorrow around the afternoon, we're starting to see a few pop-ups. There may be a stray shower or even a thunderstorm for parts of the mountains tomorrow, but it's not going to be very widespread and it won't last for very long. But look at Wednesday morning and look at Wednesday afternoon. Just some puffy cumulus clouds. We're not anticipating any more thunderstorms after tomorrow. And the long range, Thursday, Friday, take you into this upcoming weekend. Not seeing any showers or thunderstorms at all. So it looks like we're finally getting a break from the wet weather, and not to mention the thunderstorms, obviously. Here's your temperature trend for Redding. It's beginning to, of course, increase, but should stay below normal, and then another drop in our temperatures as we go into the upcoming weekend. So temperature-wise, certainly can't complain. So here's what it looks like today. Temperatures in the upper 70s to about 80 in the valley. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s for the higher elevations. And of course, the chance for showers and thunderstorms. Let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. Now, again, I've included the chance as we go into your Tuesday, but really the main event will be today. Then by tomorrow, just a slight chance, and Wednesday, it's all gone. I am seeing a slight indication for some showers here on Thursday, but honestly, as you watch my evening forecast, this will probably be taken out of the forecast. So it looks like it's going to be dry after Tuesday. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley. Chance for thunderstorms today, and not to mention the showers that we're already seeing. And I do expect to see that slight chance even for the valley on Tuesday, but quite honestly, it'll probably be dry in the valley. And then dry for the rest of the week with temperatures below 100. And in fact, we see another dip in our temperatures for this weekend with highs in the upper 80s to low 90s.